Coming up now on QVC, we have our tech expert, Philip Burnell, telling you all about wrist rests and which ones would best suit your needs, especially if you are a gamer.
QVC. So, let's go. This segment, we're now going to do the rundown of some of the stuff that I have gotten to improve everything, because there's a lot of options, all right? Like, there's a ton of options, all right? So to give you an example of some of the things that I've tested and have used, for the last year, I was actually using this thing, okay? This is, simply put, memory foam that's shaped like clouds, okay? It looks nice, right? It's aesthetically pleasing. And here, if I put it in my setup, right? It actually looks kind of nice. It pops on camera. You can even see, look here on this camera here. It shows up nice on camera, does it not? And so it's been aesthetically pleasing. However, it's not very good for actual support, okay? I just don't really like it. It's all right. It's soft. And I would say when you're typing, like if you're typing on your keyboard, it's fine. But the moment that you go to play games, it's just not sufficient. But I don't recommend, this is aesthetically good, or if you're only using your keyboard for typing, maybe I would recommend it, but I would not recommend this as like a gaming wrist rest, okay? I was looking online, and everyone swore that this was like really good. Is this one? This is made of wood, and I think it's called Glorious, the Glorious Wooden Wrist Rest, okay? So it's literally a solid piece of wood that's been molded into a particular shape. As you can see, it's not perfectly flat. It has an incline that your wrists sit on, okay? And they painted it with this kind of like lacquer paint, so it's supposed to be like smooth on your skin. It looks nice. I'm not gonna lie. On the bottom, it's got rubber feet, so basically it sticks to your desktop. And, they swear by it so much, they make it in all different sizes. In fact, here's another one for mouse size. So, yeah, you can do it for your mouse. You do it for your keyboard. All right? So there you go. So I used it. What did I think? I don't like it. In fact, you can actually see why. Are you taking a look at the top of it right now? Do you notice something? Do you see something on the top of the wood right there? You see that it looks like almost like spots, right? So here's what I found is the problem with this with this wrist rest, okay? When you go to use it, at first it's actually very comfortable. And in fact, it gives you good support as you're typing or even if you're gaming, with it. So it's good initially. Within about an hour of using it, your wrist starts to sweat, because that's just what happens. When skin is touching something, it starts to sweat. And when your wrist starts to sweat, all of a sudden, moisture accumulates on the wood, and immediately you notice your wrist is starting to stick to the wood. So this is the wrist rest that I'm currently using over here for typing and updating the leaderboard and doing things on my capture and streaming PC. This is an insanely simple wrist rest. I'm going to show you what it is. Ready? It's silicone, and it's a hexagon silicone wrist rest. It's rubberized, and the thing is, it's very soft on the top. Unlike the wooden wrist rest, where it's a hard lacquered surface and it basically builds up like sweat, this one does not. This one is actually very soft to the touch, and I feel like this kind of silicone material is basically meant to give you support, but also not make you sweat. Now, if you want to go like a step up from that, the one that I'm using right now that I actually think is the best one that I have is this one right here. This one is called the HyperX. You can see it says right on it, HyperX Cooling Foam Wrist Rest. This one also has a rubberized bottom, so it sticks to, whatever surface that you want to have it on, okay? It's very lightweight, and it has a cooling gel on the inside, okay? And it's a very stretchy, smooth top. You see how stretchy that material is? So the thing that I like about this one is when you put your wrist on it, it feels like your wrist is going into a pillow. It really does. It feels like it's sinking in, and it's incredibly comfortable. It's also cooling gel, meaning, I'm not kidding, it feels cool to the touch as you use it. I used this all last night for Call of Duty. It was the best wrist rest I've ever used for anything in my life. So first off, the most basic one you can even get for a mouse is literally this. It's a bag of beads, all right? You can get this anywhere. You can get this at an office store. You can buy it on Amazon. It's probably under 20 bucks. I think this one I got at like Office Depot for like 12 bucks or 15 bucks or something like that, okay? To be honest with you, this is really good. This is actually really comfortable, okay? Usually it has an ability to like stick. Some of them come with like a rubberized bottom, some don't. This one particularly didn't. But you just put your hand right on it. That's not bad at all. It's very comfy. It's like having a pillow under your wrist and, you know, pretty maneuverable. However, the problem with this wrist rest, I know because I've used these before, okay? The problem with this wrist rest is very simple. It's not durable at all, all right? This particular wrist rest will wear out quickly. What ends up happening is when you put your hand on this every day, just naturally sweat and skin start to sink into it, all right? Absorb into it, literally, because it's just cloth and beads. So within like a month or two, this will already start to discolor, and actually it'll start to wear out. So what about other options? Well, for example, what about something like this? This one is also known as cooling gel. This is Brila is the company that makes this one. I got it off Amazon. And it's a contoured design. As you can see, it almost looks like two butt cheeks, right? It's like the butt cheeks rest. It's rubberized on the bottom, so it sticks in place. Or no, rubberized has that like silicone like shine to it, so it sticks in place. It's comfortable, okay? It is comfortable, and because it has this gel, this cooling gel, your wrist actually will not feel like warm or sticky. But this one is an actual contoured memory foam wrist rest. And the way this one is built is that it's actually supposed to fit your actual wrist design. It's supposed to be ergonomic so that you can actually game with it and it will not give you pain and actually supports circulation in your wrist, okay? So this one, I actually found, did give me way more support when I was gaming. All right. However, again, it wasn't perfect. Okay. It just wasn't. It was kind of like I wanted the game, and as I was doing it, all of a sudden I wanted to move. This one kind of like sticks in place the way that it works because it actually has rubberized bottoms again. And because it kind of sticks in place, you can't really adjust it. Like you're playing, you're like, oh, I need to readjust, and we get stuck. You're like, oh, crap. And it wasn't that good for fast move. Like, let's say someone was running in the room with Call of Duty and you need to adjust your shot on the fly really fast. You go, oh, let me go. Oh, my wrist is stuck. And then you couldn't get your shot. So even though this one is more ergonomic and it's comfy for your wrist, I would recommend this as someone who's at a desk all day working in an office and absolutely needs to have good support and you don't want your wrist to get sore. But this is not good for gaming because it doesn't really move for shots. I saw this one and I was like, I can't believe this would work because it looked silly to me. All right. This is called the Delta Carpio 2.0. Delta Carpio, C-A-R-P-I-O 2.0. All right. You might say, what the hell is that? What is it? It looks like a mouth guard or something. Dentures, right? You're right. It does look weird, doesn't it? Okay. I'm going to show you what this is. On one side, the top, this is very soft and rubberized. This is meant to touch your skin, and it's designed to be very comfortable, especially in gaming situations where maybe you have a sweaty wrist. It's actually meant to handle that. But on the bottom, it is actually a very shiny plastic. I'm trying to get the camera to catch it, but it's not really catching it right now. Yeah, it's really not. Basically, on the bottom, it's almost like, how can I say, laminated? Oh, you can see it now. There, see, it's shiny. The bottom is shiny and laminated. So here's what happened. As long as you're using a mouse pad or a desk mat, which I'm using, and actually I'm going to talk about the desk mat in a minute too, because I recommend that. You put your hand down on top, just like this. Get your hand on your gaming mouse. And now for standard gameplay, you're like this, but if you need to move, it moves with your hand. It actually glides naturally all over your desk. And unlike some of the other mouse wrist rests, it feels natural and it's incredibly lightweight and it moves everywhere you need it to be. All right? It's insanely comfortable. At first, you might think, no, it's not. That looks silly, right? No, I'm not kidding. It's insanely comfortable. It's ridiculously comfortable. I used it last night for Call of Duty. I had zero pain in my wrist. My wrist never sweat. That's another thing because of its design, because it has this space between. Your wrist won't actually sweat using this thing, okay? And I was able to get very fast, quick shots in Black Ops 7 last night using this thing, and it was like the best I've ever had. However, the catch is you need to be using a pad. It needs to have a fabric under it because this lacquered like bottom, this like laminated bottom needs to be on a smooth surface to glide around like that, and it glides perfectly on this surface. But if you were just using it on like a desk, like wood, it probably will stick. So you've got to get a mat to use it on, but if you do, this is super good. Hopefully that'll help you, especially again if you're someone like me who maybe you don't upgrade often. And then when you're going to do it, you want to do it all in one fell swoop like I've been doing over the last month. So hopefully some of this information helps you to make some informed decisions on some of this stuff. Okay? QVC.